Believe it or not, as of the recording of this video, it's been about 8 months since we got the first, and so far only, trailer for GTA 6. In that time, we've had next to no information about the game. And so the question we're all asking is, when is the next trailer? When is the second trailer? Now, basically, the only piece of information about GTA 6 that we've had in that 8-month window is a narrowing down of the release date. So not an exact release date, but we now know that GTA 6 will be released in fall or autumn of 2025. That's the plan, at least. That could easily slip, and as we've seen, could slip into 2026 even, although let's not even go there. So, does this vague sort of timeline give us an idea of when we could expect the next trailer? I've done a previous video about when exactly I think the game might come out, and I mean, you can go back and watch that, but I basically chose one date in September and one date in October. I would lean more towards September. I think that makes a bit more sense, but again, this is completely in Rockstar's hands, and this is pure speculation. But I wanted to take a look at what sort of timing we could be looking at for the second GTA 6 trailer. So previously, much earlier this year, I set out this timeline initially. This was a speculative timeline for GTA 6, when we could expect certain things based on a March 2025 release. And for those who don't know or haven't been keeping up with things, March 2025, the end of March, was basically when we initially expected GTA 6 to be released based on previous Take-Two earnings calls. We now know that that's not the case. It has slipped to autumn or fall, and so this isn't accurate anymore. This is not going to happen. This, of course, put the second trailer in June 2024. June has now passed, so we know that's obviously hasn't happened. I also set out this timeline, and I set out this timeline, which is based on an August 2025 release, and that put the second trailer as in August 2024. That I still don't think will happen. I'm basically not expecting anything over the summer, to be quite honest now. But we'll go into my new prediction. I've updated this with my new prediction. I'll go into that shortly. But first, I wanted to take a look at what we've previously seen in Rockstar games. So firstly, GTA 5. The GTA 5 trailer 2 was released just over a year after the first trailer. So you can see that November 14th, 2012, was when the second trailer came out. And the first trailer came out in November 2011. And the second trailer came out about 4 or 5 months before the game's initial intended release date. But just a couple of months after that trailer was released, the game was pushed back. And so, as you can see there, the game was initially meant to be released in spring 2013, and then in January of 2013, it was pushed back to September. So therefore, the second GTA 5 trailer actually ended up coming out about 10 months before the game was actually released. And it was a similar kind of situation with Red Dead Redemption 2. The second trailer came out in September 2017, and the release window at that point was spring 2018, so let's say around 6 or 7 months before. The trailer was released about 6 or 7 months before. But then, as you can see, in February 2018, instead of spring 2018, we had it pushed back to October 2018. And that's when it actually came out. So therefore, the second trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 ended up coming out 13 months, more than a year, before the game was actually released. And about a year, just under a year, after the first trailer. Now, I think that looking at the timelines for GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 is interesting, and it gives us an insight into kind of Rockstar's thinking, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Rockstar are going to closely follow that when it comes to GTA 6, especially when you take into account that both Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 had delays. The release date was pushed back. We know that that could happen for GTA 6, but we don't know to what extent, and it might not happen at all. And also there are differences between, obviously, the way that the timings for Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 6. So with that, let's look at my updated predictive timeline. I'll probably end up updating these every few months now, the way that things are going. But as you can see, this is updated with the game being released in September 2025 and the online being released in October. Again, it could be, the game is released in October and online's released in November or even much later, maybe in 2026. Who knows? I'm just basing that on, previously online has been released about a month after the game. So what we've got here is December the 4th, 2023, the first trailer with the release window of 2025. Then in May, we had the release window of fall 2025 announced at the Take-Two Interactive earnings call. The rest is entirely speculative. This is just based on my own thoughts and feelings. And as you can see there, I have trailer 2 as November 2024, which feels like ages away. This is just under a year after the previous trailer and just under a year until the release, so it feels like a good middle point. And to be quite frank, it doesn't even really fit in the timeline to have a trailer released in 2024. But I can't see them not doing that. We had our first trailer in 2023, to have nothing until 2025 would be a misstep, I think, and there's no reason for it because Rockstar can literally put anything out and we will eat it up. I think it would also kind of build the hype going into 2025, so if they release the trailer in November, then they could maybe have the official full release date announced in December, and then they could build up that momentum towards the game being released in, September or whenever, 2025, releasing stuff periodically throughout the beginning of 2025 to really build up that momentum. Because, when the first trailer for GTA 6 came out in December last year, we were talking about it for months, and it was all anyone was talking about in the gaming community in the lead up to Christmas and everything. So that is my prediction. November, even maybe October 2024, but I would lean towards it being at the end of this year. Towards the end of this year, I don't think we're going to get much, if anything, over the summer now, the way that things are going. So my prediction is November, maybe October 2024. I think that's as I said, it's a good middle point and kind of gets us through the end of the year and gets us looking towards next year. Let me know your thoughts on that, when you think we might get the second trailer. I've also put here April 2025 for the third trailer. That's, completely speculative again. Who knows what's going to happen? Ultimately, Rockstar are going to do whatever they want to do and whenever they feel that they're ready.